Watching your children become adults is bittersweet. You're losing one season while celebrating the next. How do you do that without losing yourself? Let's talk. Becoming empty nesters. I know I'm not an empty nester yet, but I feel like we are on that path and on that transition, and we're getting there. We'll be there like eventually, but I still know that we have gone through many seasons. We have 10 children, and we have only 4 at home now. Only 4. It seems like a lot to most people, but my 4 are all teenagers. Basically, they're all in high school. I have a senior down to a freshman this year, and so they are pretty much moving into adulthood and becoming independent, doing their own things, and I know that it's going to go very quick for me because my other ones, I had a little bit of break in between them. We had a child, there was a couple years later, 5 years in between, but this last crew has been, from Jaden on down, has been about every year and a half to 2 years, and then the last ones are definitely a lot closer, so it's going to go real quick. So I thought, I hear a lot about women and how hard it is to adapt to that new season and the things you're going through and how you're feeling. Forget the whole perimenopause thing. That's a whole nother video. But just the whole mental part of it, adjusting to life after the kids grow up. And so I think about, I've enjoyed my kids when they're little. It's been fun. It's been fun to do things. It's been crazy. It's been busy. Have I done everything perfect? Absolutely not. Do I raise them all perfectly? No. Do we discipline perfectly? No. We're learning. We're a learning I always tell my older kids, I'm like, you guys were the guinea pigs, and in a nice kind of way. Just for the fact that you learn. Most people just get a couple kids to learn on, right? To learn to practice on. And you discipline, you do as best you can. My parents disciplined as best they could. Could they have done better? Sure, we all know our parents can do better. And I think, okay, we've had the opportunity with the other older ones, and now we're getting the opportunity with the younger ones. And so when you have a large family, I think you really realize the difference in okay, what was so important before, when I was very set on these things, and then now it's those really weren't that important, or that really wasn't a hill to die on, So you just kind of learn those things over the years. And so one thing I'm learning to enjoy is their independence. And so that was always a struggle, I think, with your older ones. My older ones, just seeing them be out on their own and wanting to, do their own thing. And it's kind of hard to let them go do those things on their own. But now I'm learning to embrace it with my younger ones. And so, you raise them, you teach them, you do your best, what you can do as a parent, teaching them the best to be a good human, to go out and, be an example to others, shine the light of Jesus, do good, all those things. And then when it's time to let them go, okay, you can still have boundaries. You can still have, safeguards for them, but letting them go out and do things, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And you got to kind of pick your battles. I always say that when they want to go out and do a few things and you're always like, is that? And then you have to go, you know what? Let's use the example of your child wants to have blue hair. Okay. It's one of those things where you can be very set. They're never going to have a blue hair. You're never going to have this, or piercings or tattoos, whatever your staunch argument is, whatever it is, you're not going to have that in my household. But then you go, you know what? It's just a piercing. It's just, I don't know if you say just a tattoo, or it's just blue hair. It does grow back. Or, okay, it's just a season that they're going through, and it's okay, you got to kind of pick your battles and go, okay, what is the most important to kind of stay set on, and then let the rest, they'll figure it out. And so I've learned, because I'm learning, the more tighter you hold and try to control and make it so perfect, because you don't want to see them fail. It's not that you don't love them. It's not that you don't want to see them do well. It's that you don't want them to go through any kind of hurt, because we've lived life, right? I lived life as a heathen. I lived life as one that did wrong. And when I had my kids, I didn't want them making the same mistakes that I had done. But you know how that is in life. You need to make mistakes. You need to do it. You can set up boundaries. You can explain situations and why you choose to do this, why you're doing that, and then setting those up, and then you just hope that those stick inside and that they'll go out and do their thing. They may still make their own decisions. They may still fail. They may still fall, but you know what? You still love them. You still love them through it because you know what? You were that person too. You were that child at one time, and seeing them grow from it, that's a beautiful thing. And so I think it's been harder for me to see my older ones, and if they go through struggles and go through things, that has been one where it's like, and then I see the younger ones, and I don't know if they learn from the older ones' mistakes, not that they're making mistakes, but they see more things and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that, or yeah, you pick and choose what you want. And so, but seeing them go out and do things, it's like you always hope for better on things. And I think I've read a book one time, and it says, you can tell how you parented, not so much by your children, because you're going to fail on a lot of those things, but you can see it in your grandchildren. And so I tell that to my dad all the time. I said, well, I might have been a heathen dad. I might have been a bad kid, but I turned out, but you know what? It's my kids. Look at how good my kids are doing. Like, that's a good thing. So then you can kind of tell how that next generation does by they're not their children, but their children's children, and how they raise them. So the independence thing, letting them go out and do things, but setting those boundaries, that's important. The other day I was sitting out here and the kids had old vlogs on, and I'm like, oh, what a beautiful thing that we have some of their childhood documented. I remember for years when I had all 10 of them at home, and there was no camera to pick up. There wasn't smartphones and things like that, so I didn't get to take many pictures of anything. Thank goodness Jaden, she was like 6, 7 years old. She'd pick up the camera and go around and record things. I laugh because the camera, it's a 6 and 7-year-old going and recording with an old camera, not a phone. So much different, not as easy to edit and stuff. And so I look and I think, thank goodness she filmed some things in life, because it was just a busy time. I know when my kids were little, it was a lot of just survival mode. My husband was working 1,000,000 hours to pay for us. That's tiring, and that's survival. And then me, it was like, I felt like I had a daycare. I was like, boom, 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 boom. That's how my days were. We had fun. We did things. I look back at videos and things we've done. It's like having our large family. It's definitely different. It's not like everybody else at all. Definitely a lot different scenario. And so now that I had teens, and then I had little ones still, so hard to enjoy the teens when you're taking care of little ones all the time because you're pulled in different direction, but just part of life. And so looking back on these videos, I'm like, wow, look at how fun, like all the little fun things that we used to do. This was a New Year's Eve video that we did. And then I think now my season in life, my kids are all teenagers, so it's fun. It's like a lot of fun right now. Do I miss the little ones? Do I miss constantly having to take care of them? And maybe a little bit of that aspect, but for me, it's like they're so independent. Like, that's a beautiful thing. Like, they'll get up, they'll do their thing. The house stays pretty much clean all the time. As you watch my videos, there's not as much to do anymore. And so I think of like filming. I've been filming every day for a long time since they've been little. And I'm like, okay, what do I even film today? Even today, I got up today and I'm like, I really don't. I know I have no food to make because the kids have church tonight and they feed them at church. I have all that delicious food from yesterday. The macaroni and cheese, so good. The soup was so delicious, and some mixed it with chilies. It was delicious. It was the best meal, real good comfort foods. And so I was going to make more today, but I'm like, no sense making more because it's just going to go to waste. No one's going to eat. We'll have it for like what we have. We'll use that up, but the rest of it's like, it's just not going to get used up. So things change. It's like you can make a big pot of soup and it'll last you for days, and so that's not good for a mommy vlogger that vlogs each day, but we can talk changes in life. We can talk different things. And so so for me, I enjoy this season that I'm in right now. This is probably one of my funnest seasons right now. Not that the rest wasn't fun. A lot of it was a blur and busy, constantly doing things, but now I'm getting the best of both worlds where I'm enjoying them be independent. I'm enjoying seeing them grow up. I'm enjoying seeing them walk in what God has for them, making those decisions like about getting a job and, working through all those things. And then also that I get to sit back and just enjoy it. And then also get to take care of myself. Like, this is a season that like I didn't do my hair today, but I can do my hair if I would like to. I can go get my nails done if I'd like to. I can go for a walk multiple times a day, where that could never happen before. So for me, this season is enjoyable. And probably if you have just 1 or 2 children and you kind of go through those seasons, you probably get that more than I had done in my season. But enjoying the littles, yeah. Sometimes you miss those little seasons, but I think a lot of people get therapy dogs, right? Like my little Maxine, she was here. in that time. And I'm like, yeah, you either get your grandkids or you get your therapy dog. We've got both. So we're just going to enjoy that season in life. And then as a mom, you're proud. You're proud of how your kids grow up. You're proud of seeing them become adults. I love that more than anything. I love seeing all of them and how they're doing, how they are as an adult, as a parent, as an independent person. Like I think of struggles that they have had over the years, because we all have struggles through different things, and seeing where they're at. It's like, that's just awesome. And I tell them, like, look at what you're doing. Like, look at what you're doing. In an economy that is bad, people are losing things, you can barely make it. Look at, you've got a place. Look at, you have a job. Look, you're doing it. You've got a successful business. Look, you've got a great relationship. You've got all those things. So that is a beautiful thing. Like, don't let that be dismissive in your life. Like, look at how far you've come. That is always a beautiful thing. So for me as a mom, that makes me very proud. And sure, they're going to make decisions and make wrong choices and do wrong things. Hello, raise my hands. We're fallen people in a fallen world, but seeing them continue to get up, keep going, persevere, not give up, not just hang their head and just go. It's like, nope, just get up and keep going with your day. It's a beautiful thing as a mama. So how do you find your purpose beyond caregiving? So that's the part where it's that adjustment of what is my next phase in life. And so I think that's a lot of what women struggle with and things. For me, I've been a stay-at-home mom for majority, pretty much all of my mommy years. And so some people, and I've seen women that come from large families that all their kids are grown up. And then I saw a post the other day and the mom was taking a picture and she's like, my first day at work, it's like the kids are grown. There's not a whole lot to do at home. So I'm starting my first day in the work field and I'm like, wow. And so is that how life will be? I don't know. I'm not sure I don't know what my chapter is going to be. For me, every season, I can say, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle with different things. I'm trying to do better to go, you know what, Lord, this is my season. What do you have for me? I don't want to miss out on anything. And so I remember when we moved to the mountains, that was my prayer was, Lord, I want to take advantage of everything you have for me. I don't want to miss out on anything. And I feel like I didn't miss out on things. I was doing a whole lot of things, writing school curriculum, started a YouTube channel, doing all those things, having my kids, and everything was so great. And then, life happens, you go through perimenopause, you start feeling all these feelings and emotions that you haven't felt in a long time because your body's changing. And then I've had to adjust to a few things, lost my mom over the years, and kids growing up, moving out, all those adjustment things. And so I'm like, okay, this is a new season. And so I'm learning to embrace the season. So for me, I'm learning, not perfect. I'm learning to embrace. And so for me, that's more taking care of myself. That's getting my walks in. That's taking time for quiet. That's having just chill time without having to do a million things. It's also me working on things on the side, like things that I've never been able to do. Like I wanted to update my school curriculum for years. And so I was looking back, and 2018 was the last time I was able to do that. And so this year I was able to sit and go through all of it and go get it all revamped. And so right now I'm working on my high school one that people have been asking me for 8 years. 8 years, and there's just been no time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm finally going to do it. Because I can either work on that or I can sit and scroll on my phone. And I can scroll on my phone, and that's fine too. But you know what? Let me work towards and be productive and get something. And I enjoy doing that. I'll be able to be a blessing and help other mamas out there that can't afford schooling, because I give away my school curriculum for free. You can just download it and keep it and use it without any ads or any kind of sign up for anything, just because you need it, because us mamas are sticking together, helping each other out. So for me, being able to jump into that and work on that has been a blessing, and it's been a good thing. So finding, will that be all I do? I don't know. I'm not sure what my season is. I know my season right now is running kids. So I know today is going to be busy running kids, so that we have this morning here to kind of filming my videos, and then I'll be done, get my little bit of work that I want to get done in the house, very small. And then it's going to be mom taxi for the afternoon. I've got to run one here, and it's like, it's that constant being in the car. And I have a good friend, Heather, and she's got a lot of kids as well. And so her kids are in that same season. So it's driving the car, constantly driving and doing things. And I think if you have sports or anything like that, your kids are in that season too. So for me, it's just my kids becoming adults and doing more things. So that way, when they were little, we chose to stay home. If you have little kids, stay home, mama, stay home. It's better for them to have routine, to keep it simple. They'll be just fine, I promise you. They'll grow up, and then you can take them everywhere. It's a good thing. So I'm not sure what your season is, and I don't know what your next step is. Maybe you're coming out of that season or entering into it. It's like, what are some things that you have done to kind of, not really fill that void, but just that new season? Like, is after your kids have grown and you've been home, do you work outside the home? Have you started a little small business at home? Have you, what is it? What is your next season? Maybe you're just taking care of your grandkids. Maybe that's something you're doing. I know a lot of people are doing that too. So what's your next season? I'd like to know in the comments below. All that chit chat. My vlogs this week are all about what I'm learning differently in my life. So what are we doing today? Today, you know what I need to do is I have on my list, I have no food to make today because we have plenty from yesterday. Not plenty, but enough. And so what I do need to do is wash my floor. I vacuumed it Monday. It got sticky. And yesterday I was gone and did not get to get home and do anything. It needs to get done. So I ran the vacuum this morning. I'm like, I'm going to wash my floor. So we're going to wash the floor and just get that done before everybody comes down, and it'll be dry and it'll be good. So let me get on my stuff. All right. I'm not bragging whatsoever because you know this condition of my sink. Look at that. There's just a jar from Greg. I poured kombucha in his lunch today, and there is a nice little pile of dishes that someone brought down from last night, but that's okay. Much better than a full sink full of dishes. So it does get better. All right, I'm gonna just take this. It's easy. I usually just fill it in the sink here. Let me get my little bin out. Fill this up. I'm gonna put a little bit of Norwex soap and a little bit of dish soap, just a little bit, in water. I do have to move Maxine. I don't want her on the floor. Mommy, please don't even tell me to the floor. Okay, let's do something smarter. Let's mop the floor that you don't have to step on. I always start in the kitchen. Why do I do that? I've taught home ec in my curriculum. Start from the furthest away to the other area. Let's do that. So mop the floor this way and come back this way. Oh my gosh. Okay, so in mine, I put my Norwex soap, which doesn't really have a scent. And then I have essential oils that I put in my cleaners. Remember at Walmart, I was like, don't they have good flavors or scents? I bought this. I know it's not an essential oil. It's just a smelly thing. Definitely chemicals, but what is inside your Mr. Clean? Chemicals. So I put a little bit of this pistachio marshmallow. It's actually really good. This was like $5. I saw it at the one Walmart, and I was like, wow, I've never seen those before. Again, I think it shows it's for scenty things. I know it's not real oils, but that's not bad. That actually smells really good in the stuff. So I just bought the essential oils. I recommend getting the kit from like TJ Maxx, Home Goods. It's like they have like fall scents and summer scents and that, and you can use them in here. We put them in vinegar, because that's what we use for our cleaner, and I put it in stuff for the floor. It just smells better. It doesn't stay at all, but when you're cleaning, you don't smell vinegar or you don't smell just plain old Norwex powder. So this is pistachio. It smells really good. It's nice when the floor dries real quick. This has been very easy. Back and forth. It's very slippery though. one load of laundry going. I think I need to do my kombucha today. That is something I think I need to do. Let me just make sure the floor is dry real quick. Hold on. I do want to just wipe my counters. There's just a few things over there. I do have a water boiling. I have to do my kombucha. So I'm going to let that boil, put my tea bags in it, and then we're going to go clean the windows. That's one thing. We had to spray for bugs and all that stuff, and so I end up spraying the house. We've got water droplets. Most of the time the blinds are shut, but when they're open, I'm like, ooh, that looks yucky. So we'll clean those. But we'll let that soak while it's doing that because it's got to steep for 10 minutes. Let me just wipe the counter off. Lines up. I'm gonna be mixing some food too. The ants seem to know when her food bowl is over there on the ground. All these tiny little ants, they're so very, very small, come out and like are all in her bowl. So I'm like, yuck. So I moved it from there to right here. They don't go in at all. There's no ants over there right now. There's no ants in my pantry. There's no ants getting the dog food in the pantry, which is it's definitely different. So it just, I had to put it back. I had her over here, but what happens is I do a lot of my mixing right here, my bread dough, and I'm like constantly, I feel like I'm dropping things into her bowl there. But if I set that over there, that's where Maxine's like, "Dude, you talking about me, mommy?" That's where the ants like to get in. So I have to leave it over here for now. So it's all good. I was just talking about your bowl. She's like, "Did you give me some more food?" Thank goodness. All right, so we're gonna let this, I'm gonna wipe these while I'm waiting. I just use Norwex. My friend Heather gave me her scent Norwex cloths way back when I started vlogging. She had seen Brooklyn was wiping my windows and she was sprayed it with a squirt bottle full of vinegar and cleaning the windows. And she said, "Let me show you a better way. It's just water." And I was like, sure, I'll try it. Wow, that was life-changing. That was I'm sure over 8 years ago, and many years of friendship, which is a beautiful thing. And so, yeah, I just use this. I wipe my window, and I use my window cloth and wipe it off. That works for me in my household here, so that's a good thing. Okay, this right here, I just have to let this, it's boiling, so I'm gonna put my tea bags in. I just need 2. We're gonna let that steep, and then we'll wipe these windows right here. It's mostly the back windows. Let's interrupt Mr. Frog, see how he's doing. Is he still in there? Oh, there he is. I just don't want him to jump out at me. There he is. Looking fine. The other one I was washing these off and I sprayed it and he jumped out. I'm not gonna go digging for that one. So let me wipe these windows here. We're having a little dip in temperature. Very little, but it feels good. Those will not stay there. We used to, in our mountain house, what did? We did a pole. That's what we did, like a PVC pole. And then that's what I need to get. We had the porch, like our deck, and then I had a pole, and I literally put all the tubes on the pole. That was really nice, but that's okay. Eventually, I'm gonna grab the vacuum, put that away. We're in the summertime rain time where it's like almost a chance every day. Doesn't make for not horrible days, but definitely a little like cooler. Like I've turned my air up a degree, which is it's still July, so that's kind of nice. Save a little bit on your electric bill. Look at Maxine, she's trying to get that. You see Maxine, she's trying to get the froggy up there. He's gonna live there forever. She's like, I know, it's in that hat, Mommy. Are you coming in? I thought for sure she would jump up on that more and sit. She really doesn't. She'll sit outside on the hot ground. Are you coming in? Come in. She'll sit. Come in. I'll shut the door. Maybe she'll come in then. We'll see. Yeah, she just prefers to sit in the grass. Okay, let me get my tea bags out here. Stir it and put in a cup of sugar. She's literally sitting there. Is she waiting for me or what? Are you coming in? Is she waiting for me or what? Today we went for a walk this morning. She was a little bit more tired. And I was carrying her. She was stopping a lot more than she normally does. Let me open my front blind here. And I thought that was weird. I was like, why? She started out on her walk like gung-ho, ready to rock and eat every person in her path because there was the neighborhood doggies that she doesn't really like. And so by the halfway mark, she was very tired. It's where she like just stopped. And I was like, and she would not go. So I was like, So I literally carried her for a little bit. My neighbor's like, is she okay? And then I said, wow, I think she's just tired. She goes, or a little spoiled. I'm like, probably that. It's all good. Since your mommy are already here, let me wipe this. It's probably my favorite mirror right there, just having that on there. Wipe this off because we touch it. Look at that. Hello, Maxine. She's like, what are we doing, Mommy? I don't wipe that window because it never gets touched. Did I do my bedroom? Inside should be clean. Okay, my plants are starting to, I can see the seed starting to sprout a little bit, so that's good. So kombucha is right here. I'm just gonna take this off, look at that. We've got a whole kombucha. I just washed my hands real good, so I'm gonna take this out. Stick that in here for a minute. Pour this out. Not miss my countertop. All good things. Okay, I'll pour these into my jars here. The worst is when your battery's dead. Okay, so we need to make it be 75 to 85. I feel like 75 to 85. This is where like my phone has it. I just gotta get batteries. I don't think I have any batteries. I have the mummer on here, which is so weird. No, see, it's showing 65 inside here. Okay, so that is actually colder. So what I'm gonna do, I know this is weird, I'm gonna put it into my oven. Otherwise I gotta let it sit out for a long time. It's a weird thing. You would think that I would not have that issue, but I do. Our water is warm coming out of the tap. The refrigerator, obviously that was cold. That's the water I wanna use, is that one, because it is nice and filtered, better than the sink. So I will just make sure this is covered good. We don't want any kind of creepy crawly fruit flies get in there. I'll just let that sit for probably 10 minutes in there and I'll check it and see. And then we'll add our starter and our little SCOBY on top. Let it sit for probably about another week. These will sit, I'm gonna put those over there. These will ferment with the fruit and they get fizzy. So if you get the lid on real tight, they start fermenting with the fruit sugar and they get nice and fizzy. So it works really good. Frozen works better than fresh blueberry. I never too much cared about the temperature ever back in the day, but my phone is showing it's like 70. It's supposed to be 75. I'm just gonna wing it, hope it's good. So you would just pour this in here. That is your starter, and here is your SCOBY. Oops, I don't remember. It's growing a new one on there. Eventually I'll take off the older one and just put the new one on, but it's good to let it keep growing. There's nothing wrong with letting it grow and do its thing. I gotta get a new cloth. Okay, doing a new season, new thing. So my life is done for the day. I just did the little dishes that I had to do. The floor is clean, the windows are clean. I got kombucha made, got a load of towels in the dryer. Our whole day, what I'm doing right now is I'm working. I do an all-in-one, very basic homeschool curriculum that I have from 1st grade up through 8th grade. Everything you need to know to pass the standardized state test that your child needs. And so the one thing I never put into an individual book is the high school version. And so that is something, because I have high schoolers right now. So in my head, I was going through my life and the busyness and this and that, going, you know what, I'll just buy something else. Something that's got bit, where we do school a little bit different than other people. I I'm more of an unschooling, what is you're gonna need for real life. And so last year we did one already of my own that we had. And then I'm like, okay, what can I use this year to make sure that all the stuff is covered? So that is what I'm working on. I have 9th grade, 10th grade courses on my blog. And so I'm kind of putting them together. And that takes time. And that makes this shoulder right here just kill because you're constantly copying and pasting from your WordPad. So it's like, oh, my arm, my shoulder. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of devoting all my extra time to that right now so I can get done with it. I should have started more in the beginning of summer, but I did not. And I was like, you know what? Why did I not? But that's okay because I can do it right now. So that's my focus. Food, there's plenty of food. There is breakfast stuff in the refrigerator. Like I said, chili and macaroni and cheese and soup for lunch if somebody needs it, or dinner as well. No one's going to starve. There's always going to be something to eat. And we still have treats too. So those, I'm enjoying my healthy date bars. Very good. I'm making more of those. And the wheat pies are getting eaten up. So that's a good thing. So I'm done. Kids are going to be up, moving. We've got church. Got to run them, be the mom thing, watching them sprout and spread their wings and fly and do their things. It can be a beautiful new season, just different on my channel here as well. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. Come back tomorrow and we'll do more live. So, all right, I'll see you. Bye.